right? This image and that video. So in this image, I mentioned complete story of collections from 1.0 to Java 10. What are the changes we got, why you got? And then next slide. This is collection hierarchy classes with version numbers. And this is map hierarchy classes with version number. And this is complete collections framework classes. Collections framework classes are divided into 6 parts. Collection framework classes, cursor object classes, utility classes, internationalization classes, date and time, event handling. Event handling classes are not required nowadays because we are not developing AWT applications. Okay, so we need date and time classes. Date and time classes also nowadays not required because we got new date and time, Java 8 version, new date and time. In JDBC chapter, your advanced faculty will teach you the topic. Internationalization, olden days in core Java only we learn. Nowadays internationalization you are learning as part of the Spring. Okay, so these 4 parts, these 3 parts we are not learning. We are learning only first 3 parts. First one is collections framework classes, map and collection hierarchy classes 10 and map hierarchy classes 8. And then next cursor object classes. What are the cursor object classes? These 7. Enumeration, iterator, list iterator, for each loop, for each method, stream API, split iterator. These are we are going to start now. So next, I know utility classes are nothing but collections, arrays. Do you remember we have already used arrays class? If you want to display the array elements directly, we use what? Arrays. Collections class we have used. And next is, these are bit set, random, string tokenizer. Rarely we will use. Okay. Collections and arrays list class we have to use. We are going to use collections class very soon. Okay. So yesterday, up to yesterday, we completed list implemented classes, all four classes clearly understood. Set implemented classes, all 3 classes clearly, we got clarity. Now, today we are going to understand cursor object classes. Map we are not going to talk now. First, I want you to understand cursor object classes. With the help of cursor object classes, we are retrieving the elements available in the collection. Sir, already we retrieve elements available in the collection. Why we need cursors? That's what we are trying to understand. Yesterday, I have not shared this program. Actually, this program not there in the material, enum set program. Let me share. I think enum set program there in material. Did you read material or not? Enum set program there. Okay, whatever. I shared it, just you follow it. Now, observe here. Today we are trying to understand cursors. We are learning today cursor enumeration and cursor iterator and cursor, I don't think so, fail safe, fail fast and fail safe. Cursors. Okay, this much we are cursor iterator, third. iterator rules, and 4, fail fast and fail safe cursors. This much we are learning. Let me see if cursors notes already there. Give me a few minutes. Did you attend spring class today? Any of you not attended? Not attended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Why? Don't want learn spring. Okay. People who attended, are you comfortable? What prerequisites are told? Core Java, hoop concept, sir. Okay. JDBC and Servlet also. Okay. Parallelly learn. Are you comfortable with spring class? I mean, spring class, right? So okay, tell me. After storing objects in collection, either in the same class or in other class method, we must retrieve objects from this collection, either for reading or for updating the object data. Okay, point number 2. In retrieving operation, object is not returned. What return, tell me? In retrieving operation, directly object is not returned. Instead, it's a reference copy. A reference copy is returned. Then the collection location and our class local variable both reference to same object. This is the first point. I am taking, this is a collection. Collection contains locations. I'm not taking 10 locations, okay? Like this, a number of locations we have. And this location index numbers 0, 1, 2. I'm not writing array list or nothing. I'm writing just what? Collection object. And this collection object stored in the variable call. And this object reference is 1010. 1010 stored here. I'm not taking element data, all the detailed memory diagram I'm not writing. Just I'm writing the basic main hierarchy diagram only I'm writing. And also I'm not writing nulls. Okay. Then I call call.add of A. Now I'm storing here what? String object A. Its reference is 111. Reference 111 stored here, pointing. And assume that I am storing B object, I mean string object B. And the reference 222 store here. And next I am directly storing null. Null will be stored. I'm storing our example class object. Example class object X, Y with a default value 0, 0. Replace with 5, 6. I'm not writing boxes, let it be. And reference is 333. 333 storing here, point. This is collection object. Then when we retrieve object from the collection, how can I retrieve objects? Okay. For the time being, I am taking, in place of call, I am taking what? AL, array list. In array list class, we have list method. Now I am calling here object obj equal to AL dot get of 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 I passed. Then what happened? OBJ. Array. Here what happened? Tell me. OBJ variable is created Get method will go to ArrayList class. Get method will go to ArrayList class. Third index, ArrayList object, third index. In third index available reference it is taking. Okay, and the reference is written and stored in our variable. What is coming out? The reference copy. If this object memory available in the 3 index, then the object copy will come. But what is in the location 333? That 333 will come and storing inside obj. What is it? 333. And now this obj variable also pointing to same object. So the third index of collection and local variable obj both are pointing to same object. Any confusion? Next, tell me. I want to do some changes in this object. I want to change x value to 7. I want to change x value to 7 and y value to 8. Okay, I want to do changes here. 7, 8. Then to change the value 7 and 8, I have to access this object or not? Can I write obj dot set x of 7, obj dot set y of 8? Can I write? Can I write? Can I write? Can I write the statements? Yes, sir. That's why many times I told you rejoin the juniors batch. Compiler throw error. Why? When you access setter methods by using which variable are accessing? Obj. How compiler can find the methods in obj variable? Not found. So what I have to do? I must typecast. I should typecast. What I write? Example E equal to example of obj. Then you are allowed to write E dot set x of 7, E dot set y of 8. Lack of practice. Okay, now it is allowed. Now it is allowed. Values are going and storing inside this object. Lack of practice. Tell me now. So repeat again. After storing objects in collection, either in the same class or in other class methods, we must retrieve objects from this collection either for reading or updating data, object data. In retrieving operation, directly object is not returned. Instead, its reference copy is returned. Then the collection location and our local variable. Both are pointing to or both are referencing to same object. What is the important point now? If we modify, okay, next point. If always, okay, object returns from the collection as java dot lang dot object type. Note, if we use homogeneous collection, if you create with generic type, the object will be returned as its own type based on generic type. Think of it. For example, if I create If we create array list of, if I write only ex al equal to new array list, then if I write exe equal to al dot get of 3, then tell me, will you get any exception? No. Object is written as what type object? Example type, because the object type is what here you mentioned? Ex. Okay, na? Right. Next point. Because the local variable and collection location referencing to same object, if you modify the object data by using local variable, the modification is affected to what? Collection. What the meaning of it? If I write system.out.println al, okay, what is the output you will get here? A comma B comma null comma example object we will get with what data? 5 6 or 7 8 or 7. Okay, so this is the first story about retrieving operation. Okay, retrieving operation and its points. Up to now, understand any confusions? So what is the meaning of retrieving? Retrieving means taking the object available in the collection back to our program is called what? Retrieving. After storing objects in collection, either in the same class or in other class, many times we have to retrieve objects available in the collection. Retrieving means what? Taking out. Taking the object available in the collection into our program is called what? Retrieving. Right? After, if you want retrieve, I have to use get method. When you use get method, it is not returning object copy, it returns a reference of the object. Then it is also stored. Once you store in the local variable, it is also pointing to same object. Then once you modify the data, the modifications are affected to collection. Now, how many ways we can retrieve objects from the collection? Okay, now the next question is what? How many ways we can retrieve objects from the collection? We can retrieve objects from the collection. How many ways? Number one, by using list dot get of index. Why I have used the word called list dot? Is get method available in collection? No, it is available only in list. Second, by using cursor object enumeration. By using cursor object enumeration. Number three, by using iterator. Number four, by using list iterator. Number five, by using for each loop. For each loop. Number six, by using for each method. Number seven, by using stream API. Number eight, by using split iterator. By using split iterator. Okay, here this enumeration, iterator, list iterator are what? Cursor objects. Okay, na? All are cursor objects, so I am removing it. Okay. Then observe here. Enumeration is the old legacy approach. Jamana column. Now get method. Get method, iterator, list iterator. These are one version. Java 1.2 version. Okay. For each loop, it is Java 5 version. Okay. For each method, stream API, split iterator, these are Java 8 version. So what are the different version changes we have? How many ways we can retrieve elements from the collection? In 8 ways. We can retrieve objects from the collection in 8 ways. Okay. First get. Which version it is? 1.2 version. Okay. Enumeration is legacy approach. 1.0. Next. Iterator 1.2 version. List iterator also 1.2 version. For each loop 5 version. And stream API 8 version. For each method, stream API 8 version, and it is also 8. So which version people are using in the company for retrieving objects from the collection? Java 8 version, stream API nowadays they are using. Okay. So old version Jamana gone. All people are using this version. So how many ways we can retrieve objects from the collection? We can retrieve objects from the collection in 8 ways. You have to remember all these 8 ways. Remember means you have to by heart. Assala sigbadadu, okay? Don't feel shy to by heart. Go to room corner and started by hearting. How many ways we can retrieve objects from collection? We can retrieve objects from collection in 8 ways. First way. Okay, na? First way, second way, third way, by heart. Last one. Which way we are using in the company nowadays? Java 8 version. Stream API we are using. But to understand stream API, first of all, we should understand previous approaches also. Directly, I cannot jump to stream API. It will swallow me. Okay, na? If you don't understand previous approaches, stream API you cannot understand. Okay, shall we start now? Start with the get method. First, let us understand with the get. Already people know. Tell something about get method. List.getOfIndex method is used for retrieving objects from current collection from the given index. List.getOfIndex method will not return object copy, rather it will return object reference copy available in the given index location. List.getOfIndex will return object as a java.lang.object type, but not as a returning object type as a string or integer or example. If we need to access the specific members of the returning object, we must typecast the remaining returning object from java.lang.object to its own type. If we try to assign list.getOfIndex method to returning object type variable directly, compiler will throw error. If you try to call returning object specific members by using java.lang.object class reference variable, compiler will throw error. Let us try to understand up to here these 6 points. Programmatical. Tester 13 underscore retrieving object underscore get. Main method create array list. Array list of I am taking object. I want to have all types of objects. AL1 equal to new array list of. Then AL1 dot add of double quotes A, double quotes B, null, new example of 5, 6. Enough, 4 objects are sufficient as of now. We are just main points only we are understanding. We are not doing any experiments. Okay. Then all elements, 4 elements are displayed in insertion order. Next, I want a retrieve object. Then I want to retrieve which object? Example object. Then I'm writing example E1 equal to new example. Example E1 equal to new example. What operation I want to do? Retrieving and stored in E1. For retrieving, I should create my own object. No. AL1 dot get of index. Index number what? 3. Index number 3. Then next. Now we look at there, we got compile time error. Why? Compile time error. Incompatible types. Object cannot be converted to what? Example. Okay. Then what a statement I should write? Object obj equal to AL1 dot get. So no compile time error because the object returned from get method as what type? Java.lang.object type. Then now I am trying to access system.out.println obj.getX. Then compiler will throw error. Why? GetX method is not available in GetX method is not available in object class. Then what the solution to this problem? I have to typecast. I am typecasting example E1 equal to example of obj. Then you write system.out.println E1.getX. Program compiled, executed, we got output 5. Okay. Now I want to display here system.out.println obj. Which object I got? I got example of x equal to 5, y equal to 6, and then x value we got 5. If you want to display the messages also, you can display obj colon plus. This is what? AL1 colon plus. Okay, AL1 slash T. obj slash T. And here x slash T. Okay, now AL1 obj x. Now first I store this value, retrieve the example object, from there we got x value. Tell me, is there any chance here we will get class cast exception? Yes, there is a chance we will get CCE. Come on, let us try to get the chance. Now I am moving this B here. I rearrange the order of the objects. If I move B here, then what is object coming from here? B. String object can typecast to example? No. We got class cast exception. Then tell me, what is the solution to this problem? I must not typecast directly. I must use instance of. If obj instance of ex, then example e1 equal to example of obj system dot out dot println. What write e1 dot get x. Control F11. You got exception or no exception? And if condition executed or not executed? Bolo. Not executed because the object is a string. Now, if I take the string object back into its original position, now obj if condition is executed. Is it clear? So while working with the get method, first point, what you have to understand, get method returns the object type, returns the object as not its own type, return as object type. So you cannot assign to returning object variable, we should assign to object. Then you cannot, second point, we cannot call return object specific member by using obj, we must typecast. Next, if you typecast, there is a chance we'll get class cast exception. So we must do in a if condition. And tell me, this is which version if condition? Java 13 version. From Java 14 version onwards, can I write this statement, remove it, and write what here? E1, Java 14 version. X value 5. Up to now, understand? Next, what is the other rule on get method? Can I call al dot get method by passing -1? Al dot get of -1 I can pass. If you pass, you'll get index out of bounds exception. Okay, we will get a runtime error, index out of bounds exception. Next, can I pass 0? Get off 0, 0. Yes, 0 index is available. We get output A. No problem. Can I pass size? What the size? 4. Can I pass 4? 4. Do you have fourth index? No. We'll get index out of bounds exception. Runtime error, we get index out of bounds exception. So these are all the points about get method. Now tell me next 6 points. All people understand? List dot get of index must be called by passing the index number between 0 to list dot size -1. Assume array list is 5. Then we can call list dot get of 0, get of 5, get of 4. Get of 5 not possible. Get of 4 possible. Get of 1 possible. Get of -1 not possible. Next, limitation of get of index method. Tell me, get method is defined in which class? List interface. Then can I call all methods of list? Can I call get method by on all list implemented classes? Yes. Can I call on set implemented classes? For example, I'm calling linked has a set of, linked has a set of, I'm giving object here, LHS equal to new linked has a set. Then I'm calling LHS dot add of double quotes A, LHS dot double quotes B. Same objects I'm adding here also, null, and then new example of 5, 6. Then I'm displaying the elements available in the LHS. What is displayed now? All elements of LHS is displayed. Now I want to retrieve the elements available in LHS. Possible or not possible? Not possible. LHS dot get, if you call, actually get method found or not found? Not found. If you write object obj equal to LHS dot get of 0, compiler will throw error. Why? Because get method is not defined in set. Get method, compile time error, get method is not found in set. So what the limitation of get method? we can call get method only on list implemented classes. We can call get method only on list implemented classes. Okay, and another problem with the get method can retrieve only one object at a time. I want to retrieve all objects. What do you write? For open bracket int I equal to 0, I less than al dot size I plus plus system dot out dot println al dot get of I. Look at there, all elements available in the collection coming or not? AB null example. Right. So while writing for loop, you must take few precautions. You must not write less than or equals. We'll get elements plus index out of bounds exception. If I write here al1 dot size -1, no exception. All 4 elements are retrieved. Next, if I write here less than al1 dot size -1, no compile time error, no exception. Last element will not come. Last but one element. Then other limitation get method we can call only on list implemented. We cannot call on set implemented. It can return only one object at a time. For returning all objects from the collection, we must call list dot get in loop starts with 0 and ends with list dot size -1 as shown below. Okay. So these are the points. And second limitation is what? We cannot call get method on list implemented classes, set implemented classes. Then how can I call? Okay, can I use a for loop here in place of single method for loop? For int I equal to 0, I less than LHS dot size. Any objection? If I write LHS dot size method is available in linked hash set also, na? I plus plus I return. Now in place of get method, I am writing here double quotes high. How many times high is displayed now? 4 times. Because 4 elements are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can write for loop on LHS by using size method. But can I call LHS dot get of index number I here? No. Okay. How can we solve this problem? To solve this problem, we got bola. Excuse me. In order to retrieve elements from the set implemented classes, I have to use a concept called what? Cursor. Then what is a cursor? Cursor objects are used for retrieving objects from any type of collection, set, list, queue. Come on, one confusion should come. Sir, already get method is there to retrieve elements from the list. Then why do you require cursor? Come on, collection should be runtime polymorphic nature object na. From list one approach, set another approach, queue another approach. If you follow, finally, collection program become runtime polymorphic? No. To make collection runtime polymorphic, one standard approach they are providing. Additional approach is there, get, you can follow get. So by using cursor objects are used for retrieving objects from any type of collection set list queue, but we cannot use cursor object or iterator objects directly on map. Come on, map is iterable or not iterable? Map is a table, na? You can iterate only over array. Bro, snake can roll on a tree or on a what do you call it, stick. Why? Because it is in a round shape and it's like a one thing. If you take one big box on a box, not what do you call a snake can roll it? No. Why? Box, no. On box it will not try. So tell me, box is nothing but table. So on a table, can you iterate? Not possible. On a array means what? It's like a stick. Okay, now on a stick, can I iterate? Yes. I want to use cursor on map. Directly not possible, but possible when you view map as a collection. If you view and convert the map as a collection, then it is possible. Sir, can I convert map as a collection? Yes, Sunday I will teach you that. Okay, right? Sunday I'm going to learn map and how to convert map to collection. I will tell you. Then after collecting map to collection, how to apply cursors also I will teach. At this minute, let's focus only on collection. We have 4 cursor objects as part of collections framework: enumeration, iterator, list iterator. Actually 5. Stream is also a cursor. Totally, how many cursors we have? 5. Enumeration, iterator, list iterator, stream API, and special iterator or split iterator. In video, I told special iterator. Don't carry that word. That is wrong. I pronounced. Later in the comments, I have corrected it. Okay, it is not special iterator. It is a split iterator. Why I pronounce it as a special iterator? Because SPL iterator. I thought of SPL is a special, but you know, Sun Microsystem mixed them. Splitter, come back, iterator. Hello, understand? Online students, can you see? Splitter, iterator. Okay, na? What this split iterator will do? This is collection, divide into 2 halves and then work parallelly. It's a parallel iterator. Execution is fast compared to other iterators. Hello, madam, what are you doing? Ajay. Hey. Why? In my system, there is some Kanchana. Without my involvement, lot of things are happening. Hey, online students, I didn't stop screen sharing. It is only stopped automatically. Not streamo. ఏం font వాడాను? I don't remember what font I have used. You know, this latest version not accepting different fonts. Whatever fonts they given, that fonts only we have to use for us to fill. ఎలా మరి వైట్ వెంట్రా అమ్మా థ్యాంక్స్. అక్క ఏం చేస్తున్నావు అక్క? దో paint is playing with me. Okay, now read Vaya. Cursor objects are used for retrieving objects from the all types of collections. We have five cursor objects as part of collections framework. Enumeration, iterator, list iterator, stream, split iterator. Enumeration 1.0, iterator 1.2, listed iterator 1.2, stream 1.8, split iterator 1.8. In addition to them, we also have plus also we have what is that? For each loop and for each method. It is available from 1.5 version. It is from 8 version. I don't want to use 1.8. I want to use only 8. Java 8 version, JDK 1.8 version. That is the correct syntax. Okay. Right. We have 5 cursor objects as part of collections framework: enumeration iterator, list iterator, stream, and split iterator. Also, in addition to them, we have other 2 approaches for retrieving, shortcut approaches for each loop and for each method. Okay, sir. Now, observe here. I want to understand first enumeration. Test 14 underscore. Okay, I have array list object. Inside array list object, I have 4 objects. I want to retrieve all these things. I want to have for loop. I want to have for loop for retrieving objects. And let's have linked as a set. And also let's have for loop. Tell me, sir. I want to use stream API for retrieving object. Very important point. Cursor objects for retrieving objects. Cursor objects always retrieve objects sequentially. First point, start from 0 to size. Okay, not 0 to -1. It will retrieve the elements sequentially. That means, like get method, can I pass index number and retrieve? No. Why? Why cursor objects allows us to retrieve only sequentially? Because it is working only on list of all types of collections. Only list has an index. Other collections doesn't have index now. When there is no index, can I go for random access? Not possible. I can retrieve only sequentially, start from 0 to size -1. Now my question, all the people answer. Retrieving elements from size 0 to size -1 means cursor object internally working on kind of what do you call loop only na? Tell me, inside this loop, you are by default cursor starting from where now? 0. Then inside this loop, you have a condition to stop the loop na? That means we reach end of the collection or not. What the meaning of reaching end of the collection? Are there any more elements available in the collection? Checking. So you are writing this if condition, you are writing this condition I less than AL1 dot size to verify are there any more elements available in the collection. If we available, go and retrieve, move to the next location. If we available, retrieve, move to the next location. Are you following my point? Right. If not available, return false, coming out. So that means inside cursor, I should have one method. Cursor is an object na? Yes. Object operations I can do only via methods. Inside cursor object, in every cursor object, we should have one method to verify are there any elements available, right? So nothing but for checking the condition, more elements available or not, one method must be there. Okay, if a method is, if the element is available, then I have to retrieve that element and move to next location. Retrieve element, move to next location. That means I need one more method should be there in the cursor for retrieving element and move to the next location. So totally inside every cursor, how many methods must be there? 2 methods must be there. All above cursors are interfaces. All above cursors are interfaces. Enumeration, iterator, list iterator, stream, split iterator, all are what? Interfaces. All those cursors must have minimum 2 methods. First one method for checking whether element available or not. Okay, if available, returns true. If not available, return false. Second method for retrieving this element and moving to next location. Okay, na next location or next object. Then now my question is, if you go back here, what is the method available? Okay, how many methods must be there? 2 methods must be there. Guess, name of that methods. Now this condition we have written to verify is this collection has more elements. Yes or no? This collection has more elements. So that I less than AL1 dot size, that condition will be available inside, has more elements method. Whose return type is what? Come on. Whose return type is what? Boolean. Because you are not guessing. Otherwise, if you don't guess, you will face problem. You will not understand. Cursors are very difficult. If you don't participate, it's very difficult. Boolean has more elements. Tell me, next, I want to retrieve what? Next element. I want retrieve what? Object. Return type of the method is what? Object. Retrieve what? Next element. What is the functionality of this next element method? It will retrieve and return the element and move the cursor to next location. So has more elements method performing how many operation? One operation. What that one operation? Check element available. If available, returns true. If not available, returns false. Next element method performing how many operation? Two operation. Return the existing element from the current position and move the cursor to next. Where these two methods are available? In the interface called enumeration. Hello, all people understand? Then tell me, how to call these two methods? Tell me now. I want you help me. In place of for loop, shall I use this interface now? See, once I give interface as a user class, can you call the methods? Yes. Come on. How to call now? First, I have to create variable. Enumeration e semicolon, or for the time being, I'm assigning what? Null. Enumeration equal to null. I'll tell you that what I should write. Now I'm calling system.out.println e dot has more elements. Look at, there is a method called has more elements. It returns true or false. If element is available, returns true. If not available, returns false. I want to retrieve that element. Then e dot, what method I should call? Next element. Everyone understand? Then it returns what? Object. It's okay. But first of all, I have to get enumeration object now. Everyone. Array, if you want to retrieve enumeration object, enumeration is a class or interface? Can I create interface object new enumeration? New enumeration, can I write like this? No. Compiler will throw error. Then how can we create a obtainer? How can we obtain enumeration object? Enumeration object means not enumeration object, enumeration implementation object. No, interface point we should not call subclass, na? Only class to subclass, interface to implementation class. I have to obtain enumeration implementation class object. Who implements enumeration implementation class object? Who will develop implementation class? As a developer, I will develop. Enumeration meant for retrieving elements from collection. Which collection? Any collection. Then who has to provide implementation class to interface? Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem has provide implementation to enumeration class. All are you following? Then where that implementation class? What the name of the implementation class? Tell me. Totally, how many collection implementation classes we have? 18. Then that means enumeration want to retrieve elements from vector, array list, stack, linked list, hash set, linked hash set, enum set, any tree set. So these 10 collection classes we have. For all these 10 collection class, 10 implementation class of the enumeration provided or not? Then how many classes you remember? Already collection say 18. By seeing that 18 classes, already we got heart attack. 18 classes, 18 points. Are you following? Then already we got a heart attack. Then again remembering these many classes for enumeration. Enumeration 18, iterator 18, list iterator 18, streamer 18, split iterator 18. Namaskaram, Java, very tough, get out. Is it a good approach or bad approach? Bad approach. When implementation class development is not my responsibility, when you are developing implementation class and the implementation class methods are same for all different classes, why you are forcing me to remember? That's why Sun Microsystem follow one design pattern. What the design pattern is? Factory design pattern. What design pattern? By following this factory design pattern, what Sun Microsystem told? Array, now we have several subclasses are there. As a user programmer, you no need to remember those subclass names, but you need to create subclass object. Don't worry. I am giving you one method with a return type interface enumeration. Method name, interface return type enumeration. this method of open bracket, closed bracket, inside, I will write my subclass object and I return that subclass object. What is your job? Just to call this method enough. Do you all understand what is the factory design pattern? A factory design pattern is suggesting to the developer, if an interface has so many implementation classes and all these implementation class objects creation is not responsibility of the user programmer, in order to create and return the implementation class objects, define one factory method in one common class. Are you following my point? Then user programmer always call this factory method. Then inside this factory method, whichever the class object you create, that class object created and return to the user programmer. User programmer is free from remembering implementation class names of an interface. Have you joined JDBC? JDBC. In JDBC, how many driver subclasses are there? How many connection interface subclasses are there? How many statement interface subclasses are there? How many prepared statement interface subclasses are there? For every database, we have separate subclass. Then can you remember those many databases provided subclass names? No. That's why Sun Microsystem provided what? Factory method. That factory method internally created inside factory method, internally object is created by the database vendor. As a user programmer, what is my job? Call that factory method. Everyone understand? Now, in a collection where that factory method is defined, the factory method is defined inside each collection class. In every collection class, that factory method is there, because you want to retrieve elements from which collection? That collection dot, you call that factory method. So that internal implementation object, implementation class object is created and its reference is returned to our program. All you understand? I'll show you coding also, but first of all, you have to get an idea into your mind. Array, enumeration is legacy interface or collections framework interface? Legacy. That means I have to use what? Legacy class na? Vector of object v1 equal to new vector. Okay na? Then this is what? V1. Right. We will try to work out them with later. With a linked asset, we will work later. Chaka we completing, okay? Tell me. When you write enumeration E, you want to retrieve elements from which collection? Vector v1 dot. They go. What the method name? Elements. Eclipse is suggesting you the method called what? Element. V dot elements. Elements method returns enumeration implementation class. That enumeration implementation class is developed by you, a vector class developer. Vector class developer as inner class. Which inner class? Class level inner class, method level inner class, method level. Inside this elements method, inner classes chapter completed. Look at that. Inside elements method, we have something called like this. Ye kya hai? ఏంటి చెప్పండి, మీరే అర్థం చేసుకోండి. నేను చెప్పిందా, నేను కూడా ఇక్కడే ఉంటా. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? లైన్ నెంబర్ 331. ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఈజ్ ఎ డెఫినేషన్, ఓపెన్ బ్రాకెట్, క్లోజ్డ్ బ్రాకెట్. What the line number 331 onwards? Girls. Are you girl? Line number 331 onwards. What is that? Anonymous inner class. Why you are calling it is anonymous inner class? Without class name, we created a class. Tell me, anonymous inner class is a individual class or subclass? Anonymous inner class is not meant for creating individual class like class A, class B, class C. Anonymous inner class is meant for developing implementation for an interface or subtype for a class. 99.999% anonymous classes are used for implementing an interface. either as a inner class or as an argument of a method. So now we wanted to provide implementation to enumeration inside elements method inside vector class. Okay, tell me, when you create anonymous inner class, how many objects are there in anonymous inner class? 2 objects are there. One is anonymous inner class object. Anonymous inner class itself is a class and object. We have anonymous inner class object is there. Also we have vector class, outer class object also available. Anonymous inner class is not a static class. Okay, we have 2 objects are there, anonymous inner class object and also outer class object. Then how can we differentiate anonymous inner class object from outer class object? Inside anonymous inner class methods, if I write this, then refers to what? Anonymous inner class object. If you want outer class object, if you want to refer, you should write outer class name dot this. This is syntax center. What is this? Synchronization. Tell me, vector class must provide synchronization implementation. How many ways we can develop synchronization? 2 ways. Number 1, declare method as synchronize or use a synchronized block or synchronized statement. Has more elements method synchronization required? No, because it is simply checking element available or not. Has next element we required synchronization. While I am retrieving the element from the vector, if other person is updated it or modified it, is a problem or not? That's why while retrieving element, we have to lock the object. All the people tell me, if you declare element, next element method as synchronize, which object is locked? Come on. Name chappa answer. Ikkada synchronized block enduku vaadaru. Why James Gosling use synchronized block here? Why not synchronized method? There is no particular statement. I have only one statement here. And where is a particular? If 100 statements are there, then somewhere I want to lock, somewhere I don't want lock, synchronized block. I have only one statement there. Why you need synchronized block? If I declare this next element method as a synchronized, then which object is locked? Don't look at me. Look at the code. You will get an idea. Bhargavi, super amma, wonderful. Sabash, keep it up. Next element method is available in which class? Why you are looking at me, Rabbi? Look at the code, you will get answer. Sir, name good ekkade nunchunta. Projector kalala padtundi. So I am getting the power into my eyes. That's why I am coming side. And you are also coming along with me. Look at the code and tell me, Rabbi. If you declare next element method as a synchronize, which object is locked? Next element current object is locked. What is the current object? Current class. What the current class? Enumeration implementation class. Then which object is locked? Enumeration object is locked. You want enumeration object or vector object? You have to lock collection, not enumeration. Enumeration is a cursor. Cursor doesn't have anything inside. Cursor is holding the collection object and retrieving elements available in the collection. It doesn't have elements. It retrieves the elements from the collection. Understand? Then, while retrieving elements from the collection, which object I should lock? Vector I should lock. So that's why they have used synchronized block. Using synchronized keyword, I can lock only current object, current class, current object. But I want to lock other class object. If you want to lock other class object, I have to use synchronized block. Already we learned, right? Synchronized vector dot this open bracket, closed bracket. Now tell me, in these 2 lines of the code, which object is locked here? Vector. Then parallelly in another method or in another thread, if anyone is trying to add or anybody trying to update or delete, then tell me that vector object available or not available? Not available. Until our retrieving operation completed, he has to wait. Na? Then checking if count less than element count, then return element data of count plus plus. Element data and it's a method internally using element data variable. Okay. The more in details of internal implementation, I'll tell you later. At this minute, my focus is only understanding elements method is a factory method. It is implementing enumeration by using anonymous inner class and providing implementation to has more elements and next element method, returning the true value if the element available, returning the object from the vector object to our program. All people understand? Right. Now understand these points now. Next slide. I will come back to program again once you understand these points. The enumeration has below two methods, has more elements and next element. It is used for checking whether element available in this location. If available, returns true. If not available, returns false. Next element method, it is used for retrieving element from collection. Which collection? Underlying collection. Which collection? Bolara? Arre meeru mee mohammadan tagalaya. Tell me, enumeration or cursor object is used for retrieving elements from underlying collection. What the meaning of underlying? The collection object on which we call elements method. I call elements method on vector. Then underlying collection is what? If I call elements method on array list is the underlying collection. Okay, it is used for retrieving elements from the collection. It returns the element available in the current location and moves the cursor to next location. Rules I will tell you. Understand the diagram now. Public interface enumeration. Observe. Vector object contains the elements A, B, 5, true, example object, null, example object. This is a vector object V dot. When I call enumeration object V1 dot elements, already seeing a, I don't draw it again because we have less time. Are babu, should I write it everything from zero or okay? Understanding a vector object is there. A blue color chododdu. Don't see the blue color. Okay na? Only see what? Red color. Red color is what? Vector. Last 1 week we are learning the diagram only. Now we are understanding what? Enumeration. Enumeration cursor object is which diagram? Blue color. Now blue color where I have to start now? E dabba. Then when enumeration implementation class object is created by new keyword or by factory method, E equal to V1 dot elements method I call. Then cursor enumeration implementation class object is created with internal some cursor. What the cursor and all I will tell you. Okay na? Then by default enumeration object is pointing to first element in the collection. Tusara, up to now have you seen? Are you seeing complete diagram of only first blue color line? Excellent. Then now once you obtain enumeration object, you call E dot has more elements. Then has more elements, checking the elements available or not in enumeration or in underlying collection. In underlying collection, which location? Cursor pointing collection. Cursor pointing to which collection? 0. In a 0 location, element available? Yes. Then returns what? True. Then now I call what? Next element method. What the functionality of next element method? Retrieve the element available in the current location. This arrow mark you have to see. Retrieve, retrieving object or retrieving reference of the object. Retrieving reference of the object and store in our local variable. After storing reference, then what it will do? Move the cursor to next location. Moving cursor to next location. Okay na? Now I call has more elements method again. Where it will check? Second location. In a second location, element available? Yes. What it will do? Return true. If return true, what will do? Next element method call. Next element method is what it is doing? Returning the reference from the current location. Move the cursor to next location. समझ में आया? Here what happened? Here next what happened? Has more elements method. Has more elements method. Checking in the next location element available or not. Available? Yes. Return true. Then next element method is called. Next element method, what is doing? Returning that object reference 13 to our program. And next what it will do? It will move the cursor to the next location. Array, it's a for loop only, na? Right. Next. Again, E dot has more elements method you call. E dot has more elements method checking element available or not available. Returns true. Then next what you call? E dot next element method. E dot next element method returning the reference available in that location. And then move the cursor to next location. In the next location, element available. Yes. Next element method again call. Return null. And then move the cursor to the next location. Move the cursor to the next location and simply increasing the index variable. Okay. Then next, in the next location, element available. Yes, true. Next element method call and return the reference and move the index number increase. Cursor move to the next location. Tell me, in the next location, element available or not available? Oi, that null is not our null. That is default stored null. Okay, na? Right. Then in the next location, element available? No, false, coming out. Understand a cursor object, internal memory diagram, flow of execution? Amaya. Now, E dot has more elements. Returns what? True. Object available. Returns A. True A vachina. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలా? మళ్ళీ ఈ రెండింటిని కాల్ చేసుకోవాలి. Again you call here. What will come now? True B. Again call. True null, right? Again call. True example object. Again call. False. 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 Has more elements method returns false. Then what next element method will do? Next element method ko gussa aaya. Array tumri fella. In this location, there is no element. How dare you to call me? Then it will come back and kill you like anything. Okay? It will throw exception. No such element available. Get out from here. Call me only on. Okay. Don't call me on empty location or on empty collection. If you call, I'll slap you. When EL is available. Yeah, call me only on when EL is available. तुमको तुम्हारा talent नहीं show करना. What the rule on enumeration next element method? No such element exception. Concurrent modification. I'll tell you that meaning. We must not call this method on empty collection or empty location. It will throw no such element exception. Then tell me, if you don't want to get exception, this way of calling program is a static nature or not? Tell me, what is the dynamic nature? I should call these methods in loop. Array, there are two types of loops are there, while loop and for loop. Which loop is suitable here? If you have start index, start, end, and incrementing, all three are responsibility to us. It is our responsibility to declare start, condition, increment. I should use a for loop. Tell me, who is maintaining the cursor pointing vector? Enumeration. Who is incrementing it? Enumeration. Then what I have to do? I should only check. Ante I am responsible to write only condition and then down retrieving. So when you require to write only condition, I have to choose what? While loop. As a programmer, I am not responsible for creating index variable, not responsible for increasing that index variable. I need to write only condition. Choose while loop. While, what I should write? E dot has more elements. System dot out dot println. E dot next element. Katam. Wow. Pora easy, right? Now very easy concept. One time, two times if you practice, everything is easy. As long as you are not practicing, it's I'm not understanding. Now tell me. Check, try to answer now. while loop. So first, when you see the statement, what you understand? Vector 10 location created. In first 4 location, these objects are stored. Objects are stored or references are stored? References are stored. ToString method call, all values are displayed. When you see the statement, okay, now I call elements method is a factory method. It is implicitly creating enumeration implementation class object holding vector object. By holding vector object created enumeration object reference and written and stored in E. Tell me, enumeration is a generic cursor object. I have to add here generics now. Which type of objects coming? Object. How can I decide it is a generic object or not? V1 type you have to verify. V1 type is what? What elements available in the vector? Through enumeration, same elements are coming, na? Right. Then next, I want retrieve elements. To retrieve elements, calling has more elements. Next method repeatedly is a bad idea. Call inside loop. How to call inside loop? I have to I have to choose what? While loop. While I should first verify is element available. Has more elements method is going to E pointing vector object 0 location verifying element available. Yes. Then return true. Go inside E dot next element. Next element will go to E pointing vector object. Return 0 index SOPL and display. Okay, if you don't want to directly display, then you can take into local variable object obj equal to and then we pass what? Obj. Okay, right. Store it in obj and then move the cursor to next location. Loop iterated. E dot has more elements in the second location element available. Next element return B and move to the next location. Has more elements third location null. Return null and move to the next location. Fourth location has a new example of 5 6 return. Move to the cursor at the next location. In the next location element available not available. Has more elements returns false. Going out of the loop. Everyone understand? Wonderful. This is the cursor object memory diagram you have to remember. Blue color is cursor object and red color is collection object. That's all. Cursor chapter completed. Tell me, once you understand array list, vector easy or not? Linked list programming easy or not? What is the difference between one collection and another collection? Internal storing mechanism and retrieving mechanism, searching and removing mechanism. But the program is same. So if you learn one cursor object, other cursors also easy. 1, 2, 3. First step, check the element available or not. Second step, retrieve, return, move. Keep on repeating again. Enumeration. Enumeration is a legacy cursor object. It has a factory method to retrieve elements from legacy collection. Vector and has table. Then how can we retrieve elements from collections framework collection? Array list. నేర్చుకుంటారా सीखेंगे कैसे array list यूज करना array list में ఏంటో ఏం తెలుగు సార్ మీ వాట్ హిందీ యు ఆర్ టాకింగ్ సార్ कैसे array list से एलिमेंट्स रिट्रीव करना v1 से al को लिखो ए वाला क्या है ये L1 है ये L1 अभी बोलो enumeration अरे can I take same E above E? Can I reuse E or not? E equal to al dot al1 dot do you have any method that returns enumeration? देखो enumeration right side look at boolean object boolean object class into boolean iterator there but enumeration not there. Into linked list to list iterator stream object to boolean object to array list to into split iterator, stream, list, object array, abstract collection, void, Mummy, it's coming back. Tell me, do you have any method to obtain enumeration object? No. Why? In Java 1.2 version, as part of collections framework, enumeration is replaced with iterator. We have an alternative to enumeration by using iterator. 1.2 version onwards, Sun Microsystem recommending iterator to use in place of enumeration. But I want enumeration. I don't want iterator. Okay? You want enumeration? Chalo, use enumeration. How? To obtain enumeration object on collections framework collection, we have one special class called what? Collections. What the name of the class? Collections. Collection is a interface. Collections is a class. This collections class internally contain one special method called, look at the enumeration. What is the method name? On a vector, you call elements method, but collections framework collections, we don't call elements method. We will call what? Enumeration. Collections dot enumeration of, you want enumeration object, which collection? AL1. Pass AL1 as an argument. Here, you are passing vector object as a current object. Here, you are passing collection object as a argument object. Here also, what is there? Same story. Look at that. Anonymous inner class. Enumeration anonymous inner class is created. Its object is created. Written to our program storing in E. Tell me, previously enumeration object pointing to vector object. Now the enumeration is pointing to array list object. So the diagram changing a same, same. The logic is changing a same, same. For the same, E dot has more elements. Object obj equal to I. E dot next element. System dot out dot println. What do you write? Obj. Look at there. Logic changed, same logic. Same logic. What is changed? Only collection. Control F11. Look at their elements are coming now. Array list elements are coming. Sir, I'm confused, sir. Maybe these are coming from vector. Okay. एक minute. मैं इसको इधर लगता. Come on. Output changed and values changing values coming or not? Do you all understand how to work with enumeration? Right. Tell me, help me. I want to retrieve elements from linked hash set by using enumeration. Code changing a same code, same code. For loop can I use or cannot use? Cannot use. What I should use now? Here E enumeration. Okay. Because you confusing, let me write here. This is enumeration. Where are you? This is enumeration E1. Okay, now? And this is I am writing enumeration E2. Okay, and now linked hash set I am taking here. Enumeration of objects E3 equal to. You want to obtain enumeration on which collection? Collections framework collection. So what I should write? Collections dot enumeration of LHS. While loop code changing? No. While E3 dot has more elements, object obj equal to E3 dot next element. And then here what you write? System dot out dot println obj. Okay, let me try to move this example object here so that you can see difference. Right, this is LHS and then these are the elements. Can I expect all people understand enumeration? Paka? Okay. Please try to practice this program, and tomorrow we will try to understand iterator and all, because everything if I explain today, you cannot understand. Tomorrow we'll complete remaining all stories. Let me upload all these slides here. Are you downloading all these slides? Why?